So, Brenton, has it been a week of relief, I suppose, after getting that first win?
Yes and no. We in footy now, I mean, realistically, you review on Monday and then you quickly get on with the next opponent. So it was nice to fly home from Melbourne with the 4 points and a win. That probably was the relieving part. But then we were quickly back to work on Monday, reviewing the game and looking forward to our next opponent.
Did you get a sense from the guys that they're a bit more relaxed, or what did they gain out of it at least?
A win gives you a bit more confidence. I know we probably played a bit safe the first couple of rounds, against some really good sides. We were in the games, but then fell away. So Sunday's game against St Kilda allowed us to play 4 quarters of footy. We won all 4 quarters, executed the elements of the game plan that we were trying to do. And it was the first time for the season that we got through a game without an injury as well. So not having to use your sub till late and finishing the game with 3 healthy players on the interchange makes a big difference. Poor old St Kilda, our opponents, had a broken leg, had a knee injury to Armitage. So we sort of felt like we knew what they were going through. But you do need a bit of luck in the modern game, and hopefully this week against the Giants we can get through to the end of the game without an injury as well.
Speaking of injuries, Tom Lynch, is he ready to come back into the senior side?
Yeah, he was really impressive last week, and he did have an injury interrupted pre-season, but he was back to his best last week, so he'll be right in the selection mix for us this week.
Anyone else? Rick, maybe?
Yeah, there's a few guys. Greg was a late withdrawal last week with some adductor tightness. He's trained really well this week. Paul Pleasure didn't play any footy last week after that bruised hip. He's another one that's trained really well this week as well, and coming off a weekend free of footy, there's probably 3 or 4 guys that'll be in the frame, but sometimes it's hard to change a winning formula as well.
It's on the milestone with Scott Thompson. During your round 1 game against Geelong, Cam Mooney was doing the boundary riding, and at 3/4 time when you guys were looking really good, you basically said on camera there's no way Geelong will lose this game from here because it's Jimmy's 250th, and they put a real emphasis on that sort of stuff. Are you looking to do the same now at Adelaide, like video packages, that kind of stuff?
Oh, without question, yeah. We look to reward our milestone players with an extra effort. Typically, though, that probably lasts only 3 or 4 minutes, to be honest. We certainly call upon our players late in games to remind them that it's a really special game for one of our champions. But Scotty, he won't be front and centre saying "do it for me." It'll be more driven by his teammates, and we'd love to get a win for him. We do pride ourselves, as all clubs do, on playing well in milestone games, and 250 is a really special one too. For a guy that's a 2-time club champion, it's important that we do play really well for him.
So what has he meant for the club?
Well, he's been so consistent. He rarely misses a game. He's incredibly reliable, as in playing a really balanced game. So attack, defence. He's a clearance monster. He just keeps winning the ball, that hard contested stuff. So he's the least of my worries, if that makes sense. So going into a game, I just know that Scott Thompson's going to play well, which is a nice relief.
When you talk about the AFL's premier midfielders, where does Scotty sit in that talk over the past decade or so?
Oh, without question, Scott Thompson's one of the best midfielders that our club's seen, and probably in the AFL, his last 10 or 12 seasons have been as good as anyone's. I know sometimes when you're an interstate club, you don't get the recognition on the East Coast, but Thompson's numbers stand up against some of the best midfielders in the competition.
What have you thought of the Giants this year, and where have you seen their improvement?
Oh, much improved. I mean, their contested ball numbers now, I know they're right up there in the competition. Their clearance numbers are really impressive as well. Probably in their first 2 or 3 seasons, you've been able to wear them down, the Giants, because they've had younger bodies and they're inexperienced. But now that those guys have had a couple of years in the system, much harder now to grind a contested possession game out against them. So we'll have to be at our best with our method around the football, and also to our clearances. Our midfield against their talented midfield is going to be a real highlight of this game.
Obviously, we won't know for sure until tonight, but there's a chance that Tom Boyd might come in for his first game. If they've got Boyd, Patton, Cameron up forward, how do you deal with that?
That's really scary. I know those boys are still very young. Boyd in his first season, Patton in his third, and obviously Jeremy Cameron's already one of the best key position players in the competition. On paper, that looks like a real challenge for us. But also too, we rate our defenders. We're still very young back there as well, but we've got some experience in Rutten and Riley as well. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, that team, if they can hold that forward group together, that's going to be the envy of every team in the competition, that forward line.
We've seen a bit of Cameron, obviously he's a superstar. We've seen a bit of Patton. There's been a lot of talk about Tom Boyd. Do you allow yourself a little bit of excitement to sort of see what this is all about?
Not for me this week, no excitement for me, but you're right. I mean, the people that come and see this game, and for probably the next 10 years, they're going to really enjoy watching the Giants play, particularly with those three key forwards. They're great young kids. They're exceptional young talents, and we'll have to be at our best structurally and defensively to ensure those boys don't get off the leash.
So no Mumford, no Shaw. Have you got them a good time?
There's never a good side to play anyone, really. I mean, typically sides now have got depth and they can bring players in, and the Giants are an exceptional young side. You take Heath, Shaw out of that side, and Mumford, two experienced players, but don't be seduced. They're going to bring in two really good young players anyway.
Brisbane Good Friday football has been spoken about, and Rob Chapman's put it on the agenda. Would you like to see it happen?
Yeah, personally, I still think it's a good opportunity for us to get out and watch some footy. I know the SANFL have done it with a lot of success. I don't think the AFL are too far away from pulling the trigger on that. So I don't really have a strong opinion on it personally. But if there's an opportunity to, potentially to help, the Good Friday appeal and all those sort of, national events, it might be a good idea.
A couple of rumours around yesterday that Tex would play State League this weekend. Any chance?
He won't play this weekend, no, but he is getting close. He's just got a couple more boxes to finally tick. But once again, Tex is really close. We're getting guys back. Lynch played State League last week. Otten's going to play State League this weekend, and Tex is probably a week or two away. So all of a sudden, we're starting to get some forwards back. We're starting to get third tall defender back. So. Finally, looks like we might be overcoming some of those injury concerns that we had at the start of the season.
This is your third crack at Adelaide Oval. Is it the ground, or have you sorted things out? You think you can get your first win?
Well, hopefully. I mean, this is our home ground, and we need to start to win some games there. So in both the games we've played, we've been in them and then fallen away. So we need a four-quarter performance at home. Easter Sunday for our fans. We need to start to win and win at home. So. That's obviously our objective this Sunday, and we hopefully get a big crowd there.
Just back to their three forwards again. Do you just treat them like any other forward line in terms of trying to stop the delivery to them? Is that how you beat those guys?
Yeah, exactly right. We have to limit their inside 50 efficiency. So if they have 50 inside 50s, but they're all rushed and they're sort of bombing it on their forwards' heads, that makes a big difference and a big help for our defenders. But if they have time and space and we allow their midfielders to get efficient inside 50s, no one's going to be able to stop them. No, it doesn't matter which defence you put out there. So our focus, as always, will be to pressure the ball, make sure their inside 50s are really rushed.
Just on the Giants, we've heard that number trotted out this season, and having 20 plus something first round draft picks on the list. How hard is it going to be to come up against a team like that in a couple of years? How excited are you about finally having one of your own again this year?
It'd be nice for us to get some first and second round picks again. That's been 2 years of getting really creative with bringing in players through trade and free agency. But that's the question, I guess, for the end of the season. But the Giants are an extremely talented young side, and they're just going to get better and better and better. And our boys know that. We certainly respect them. They're playing some really good footy this year. If they can keep them all together, this is going to be quickly become one of the best sides in the competition.